Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Let's get right to the TikTok I have for you guys today. We're going to be going over what's happening today, man, on Recap Monday, Season 5, Episode number 15, here on the Fire Sports Pod. We are powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. Let's get right into it, guys. Another show, another episode for you all. I appreciate all the support, man. We had 2K plays on my reels yesterday on Instagram. Appreciate it again, guys. It's a blessing to be in your presence. I appreciate all the followers and all the supports. And just let's keep going up from there, guys. Let's get right into the show. So here on Recap Monday, let's go over a couple things that I got that are sterling up. I'm really gonna just go off of just straight. I'm just gonna blow up. So I'm sorry, guys. We're really gonna put this in perspective. We're gonna just go straight off of the Cowboys for our first segment. I'm not even gonna let you guys know what's the second and what's the third. What I am gonna let you guys know is we'll have our special guest X from Montclair State University, has his own podcast as well. He'll be jumping on our show on Wednesday at 12. So we'll be starting our show at 12. We should have that posted between 1:30 and 2. So stay tuned to that, guys. But man, how about them Cowboys, right? Nah, man, they suck. Like, I'm a Cowboys fan through and through. I love my Cowboys. Will never jump off the bandwagon. Will always be a Cowboys fan no matter what. What's the worst thing, though, is the fact that the Cowboys and these other fans really thought coming into this year that we were actually really good. I had a feeling, guys, and I've told you, I had a gut feeling that this season wasn't going to go as planned, but I still had confidence knowing that we have some good players, some great players on our roster, and we can get the job done. Micah Parsons, hurt. Trayvon Diggs, last year was hurt. Deron Bland, our guy, hurt. Coming back after the bye. But, man, we're already 6 games through the season. And our next 4 games are the 49ers, the Falcons, the Eagles, and I believe the Texans. So those 4 are our next games, which is tough as shit. But the fact of the matter is that, yes, are the Cowboys good enough to beat that team fully healthy or all those teams? Maybe. We can go 2-2, 3-4, 4-4, that's a stretch. But 49ers are not as good as they were last year. They also have an injury bug. Falcons are new. Kirk Cousins looking good. Are they for real? We'll see. Eagles, always good. Always play Cowboys strong because it's a division rival game. And then on top of that, we have the Texans. Young, talented team with my boy C.J. Stroud at the helm. The fact of the matter is that he's good. He's great. Will those teams be able to beat us right now with the health concerns that we have? Hell yeah. We're going to get killed. We got absolutely trampled. 47-9, guys. 47-9 last night. Lions Cowboys was absolutely terrible. Absolutely god awful. I'm just going to present, guys, and share my screen for you all because it was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. So we had the game leaders. We had Jared Goff. 18 of 25, 315, 3 touchdowns. Absolutely killed us. David Montgomery had 2 touchdowns on ground. Was like drifting, bro. He was going right between our line. He wasn't even touched. Jamison Williams only had 3 receptions. All of them were wide open. 1 for a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, he got his receiving yards. He got his reception, 7 of 89, but there was a lot of other ones that he could have gotten. Rico Dowell, nowhere. We weren't even close to what we did with the Steelers. And I think the Steelers had a little bit of a better defense than the Lions. Dak, terrible game. 17 of 33, 178, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Scored all points from our field goal kicker, Brandon Albright. I mean, it's absurd. 7-3 in the first, 20-3 in the second. We got killed, outscored. 10-3 in the third, 10-0 in the fourth. Total 47-9. Dallas drops to 3-3. Detroit improves to 4-1. Guys, that's not a recipe for success. It's a recipe for disaster. This team is a disaster. But again, we have so many injuries. We have 6 starters on the defense that are injured. We also have plenty of offensive guys that are injured. Personally, guys, this is definitely not the season. I mean, we do have a bye this week, maybe. But if we get trampled by the 49ers again, and we can't beat the Falcons, how the hell are we going to think about beating the Eagles and the Texans on top of that? Our schedule was very hard this year from the beginning. But it only gets worse, guys. It really only gets worse. So I look up the Cowboys schedule, guys. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. It's really not. And it pains me to say this, as a Cowboy fan, always have faith. Not saying I give up on the season. We have a bye. But, man, we really need to go 3-1 in our next 4 for us to have a shot. We're 3-3 right now. Cowboys, 49ers, right? It's a tough one in Santa Clara again. Sunday Night Football, coming off the bye. But hopefully we can get healthy. We're at the Falcons. So 2 back-to-back away games. Then we're home against the Eagles. Potential. And then we're home against the Texans. So you have 2 potential good ones. Right here, we could go 2-2. But then that leaves us what? 5-5? That's not going to cut it. We definitely need to go 3-1. So which would make us 6-4 going into the Commanders game on Thanksgiving. But that's not an easy out. I thought Jaden Daniels would be the best quarterback in this draft class. And him and Caleb are going crazy. I have to say, Caleb's playing really good. But Jaden Daniels is playing much better. Bro, but my God, dude, that's not an easy win. That could ultimately be a loss. Our defense is so bad against the run. They run the ball. They got speedy receivers. Jaden Daniels, a dual-threat quarterback like Lamar. We might get killed. Then we got the Giants. We should be able to beat them. Then we got the Bengals, who, yes, they beat the Giants and didn't really look good. But you still got Joe Burrow, man. And it's in Dallas. And we, for some reason, are 0-3 in Dallas this year. And it's playing like shit. All 3 of the games we've been getting blown out. The only exception, we came back against Baltimore, which I think was just garbage time, which it was. Then the Panthers win. Then Buccaneers, a tough-ass thing. In Dallas, you would think last year would have been like, holy shit, we got all these great games in Dallas. We should be able to take care of them easy bits. But not today. Not anymore. It's not the case. Not the case at all. So the fact of the matter is that Dallas has got a problem because we can't win at home. So if we can't win at home and we got to win all the games on the road, that's okay. But if we get a good playoff spot, how the hell are we going to win at home if we can't win at home at all during the season? It's going to be hard. And it sucks because the Cowboys actually have good players. We just have a horrible fucking front office. We have a terrible owner. Our coach is dog shit. He cannot make any second half adjustments. He can't make in-game adjustments. So, nonetheless, he can't make any adjustments. So, he's just god awful. And it pains to say, but he is really, really, really bad. And I really think that because they didn't extend him this year, they're kind of just going to say, like, hey, if we get to the playoffs, we get to the playoffs. We make a run, we make a run. But if we don't get to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship, Mike McCarthy's gone. We already re-signed Dak. He's staying. I don't think Dak's really the problem. And people are going to clown me again and be like, oh, Dak is the big problem, blah, 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 blah. Dak's not the big problem. Yes, he has issues. Yes, he's not scoring. We're not scoring in the red zone. We got a problem. But he is not the main freaking problem. The main problem is the play calling and the second half adjustments. It's god awful. It's fucking terrible. It's terrible. And for other Dallas Cowboy fans that go to the games and see it in person, I could imagine how hard it is to even watch the team. Last night was just, oof, that was a rough one. I watched the entire game from start to finish. A lot of Cowboy fans, a lot of fans really don't do that, especially when the team is getting absolutely their asses handed to them. A lot of a lot of a lot of um a lot of fans just don't stay and watch. And could you call them a fake fan? No, probably not. But they're not a true fan. A true fan watches their teams in defeat and in success. And right now, it's been a lot of defeats. Even though we got a big win against the Steelers, but the Steelers' offense is not that good. Let's be honest. They're not that good on offense. Their defense is great. And they showed they only held us to 20 points. We had to kick so many freaking field goals. It was like, oh my God, what a boring game. And then on top of that, that game started at like 10 o'clock. And then it ended to 1:30 in the morning. So it was just rough to be that game. But we got the win. Who would have thought? But we've come bouncing back. Let's see if we can get a dub. And I'm going to let you guys know. First drive. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because we already know the schedule. First drive of the game in against Detroit. Cowboys run right down the field. CeeDee Lamb's involved. Jake Ferguson. We're getting everybody involved. And then we stall out inside the 20. We just fucking can't score inside the 20 or the red zone. We are ranked 23rd in the National Football League in scoring inside the 20. That's not good. It's not good at all. Especially for a team so-called everyone put so many expectations on them for them to compete this year and win a game and all this other crap. But I really think that we just put too many expectations. And that's coming from me, as a Cowboy fan. So obviously we want to be on the high standards and whatever, but we got to earn it. Right now, we're not earning shit. We're absolutely terrible. And it really pains me to see this and to say this, but these next 4 games is our season in a nutshell. Because if we lose 2, we're 5-5, and we win 2, we're 5-5. That doesn't do nothing. Then it's like kind of like you got 2 more games, or even 1 maybe, depending on how big the NFC is and the NFC East, how close it is. You got maybe 1 or 2 games to drop, and then it becomes must win after that. And our schedule just doesn't. We got 1 or 2 games here and there, but the only 2 bad teams are the Panthers and Giants we play for the rest of the year. Every other team is a formidable opponent with a winning record right now. We'll see at the end of the year. But everybody that we're playing has a winning record. Again, we're just going to go quick before we get to our second segment of the show. Again, the schedule. We're on a bye. Remember, we got killed against the Saints. We beat the Browns early, looked good. Ravens was getting killed, came all the way back, lost. Giants, close one. Should have killed them. We only won by 5. Steelers, same thing. Only won by 3. Then got absolutely trampled at 49ers, at Falcons, home against the Eagles, home against the Texans, at the Commanders, home against the Giants, easy win. Home against the Bengals, at the Panthers, easy win. Home against the Bucks, at the Eagles, and home against the Commanders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the next 11 games, guys, are against winning teams with teams that are potentially could be playoff teams. It's a rough schedule, man. A rough one. We have only 2 breaks. Panthers, Giants. And we almost lost to the Giants by 5. And the Panthers are actually not as bad as they were earlier with Bryce Young. With Andy Dalton, they're actually scoring and they're putting up some points. They put Atlanta on a little bit of a scare late in that game, but then they turned the ball over. They couldn't score, and then Atlanta ran away with an 18-point win. But that was a close game. 10-point lead, 7-point lead for most of that game. So I mean, I don't know. It's rough to be a Cowboy fan right now. But never lose hope. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Never lose hope. I'm not losing hope. I'm not jumping off the Cowboys. Never. But I'm just being a for real Cowboy fan. And there's not a lot of them out there, or a lot of them that want to speak their mind. There's not a lot of them that's going to go on a podcast like I do, or go on TikTok and really admit my Cowboys right now suck. And they have been sucking since the Green Bay Packer game of last year's playoffs when we got absolutely trampled in Dallas. We are sucking right now. Dak's not playing well. CeeDee Lamb and Dak are like off this planet. They're not on the same page. Jake Ferguson doesn't look good. And him and Dak, he's not catching the ball. Dak's not throwing. Turpin looks much better than last year. Looks speedier and more involved in the offense. I love it. Tolbert has become a sensational player for our team, with the Brandon Cooks being injured too. And then we have our offensive line, which is injuries, moving all over these guys. Never have a correct offensive line consistently, week in and week out. It's always changing. And then our running game sucks. Zeke Elliott is slower than molasses. Rico Dowd is good, but we went away from him from last game. He had 116 total scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns. Or I think a touchdown. 1 touchdown receiving, or 1 touchdown running and 1 touchdown receiving. I forgot what it was. But he played really well. Why? Because Zeke says, I want to be more involved in the offense. Well, get faster then, dude. I'm sorry, but you're slow as shit. If you can't bust through that hole and gets around, we can't use you. Sorry. Love you, Zeke. Appreciate all you did when you were actually Zeke and beast mode type guy. But you're not that guy anymore, man. You're that third down, 1 back that we need Rico Dowd to take a break. Where's Deuce Vaughn? Where's Dalvin Cook? We signed him. Where the hell he's at? Bring him along. Maybe he gets a little a little bit of a pep in the step. Right now, we just look lost. Offense, and then don't get me started with the defense. Mike Zimmer's looking like he can't coach. He's getting out-coached every play. So I know, guys, I went on this little rant. I need to get this out, guys. I need to just let you guys know. I get it. I see what you guys are saying with the Cowboys, and I get it. But it's like the slander that you all give the Cowboys just because they're called America's team and then the Cowboys. The slander that Dak gets is ridiculous. The slander that the Cowboys in general get is just ridiculous. And I know it's because of our fans and other fans be like, we're going to win the Super Bowl every year. I'm not like that. It ain't even about that. So it's just not like that, guys. I'm just going to have to go and tell you guys, don't lose hope on the Cowboys. They got a shot. They just need to turn things around and then just get back on the same page. They're all not on the same page, but it's all right. We're going to take a short break, guys, and we're going to move to our second segment. I appreciate you guys staying up and talking about some Cowboys. We suck. We got to get better. We got a bye week to get better at. Let's see how we play against San Fran. Not this week coming up, the following week. See you guys in a little bit. Be back in just a sec. Hey, what's up, guys? We are back like we never left. We're going to our second segment. So now we have transitioned from my Dallas Cowboys, and now we have to go into some detail about one of the best college football games I've seen in a while. I know I said Alabama and Georgia was a classic. Probably was better than this game, but just the hype behind it was very similar to the Alabama-Georgia game. But my God, it came down to the wire, just like that game did as well. The Oregon Ducks got the better of my Ohio State Buckeyes, winning 31-32. They won 32-31 to drop my team to 5-1. They improved to 6-0. Our quarterback, I mean, I'm going to share my screen, guys. I'm going to show you Ohio State deserved to win this game. I know people are going to say, the callback pass, whatever. They deserve to win this game. If you look at the score, right? 7-6 first quarter. Oregon beat us 16-14 in the second. Third quarter, we beat them 7-0. Fourth quarter, they just scored 7 more points. They beat us 10-3. There's the difference. But if we look at it, game leaders, guys, Will Howard, Ohio State quarterback, threw for 326 yards, missed 7 passes, and had 2 touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback for Oregon, threw for 341, 2 touchdowns. Very even. Trayvon Henderson carried the ball 10 times, 87 yards for Ohio State. Jordan James, we could not stop this guy. He carried the ball for 23 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith for the Ohio State, 9 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Evan Stewart, 7 for 149 and a touchdown. Couldn't stop him. But the whole thing, guys, came down to the end. And I wish I could show you guys the play. I'm actually going to try to look it up while I talk to you guys. Last play of the Ohio State Oregon game. I mean, guys, it was definitely, guys, a moment to say, what the hell is wrong with Ryan Day? And you might ask why. On the last play of the game, we're down by 1. Not even the last play, the last drive. As Ohio State is driving to win this game, they get the ball, I believe, inside the 30 or at the 33, 32 yard line. We're inside the 40. We're in field goal range. We're good to go. There's about 50 seconds on the clock. We got 1 timeout. We have we basically, unless the kicker misses the field goal, we have trust in our kicker. We're right there. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that the fact of the matter is we had a shot. Ryan Day decides to throw the ball 3 fucking times. I don't understand why. We get a little bit of a, oh my God, thank God, as we got a penalty, and it upped us 5 yards. Didn't do much, but we had a shot. Why not just fucking run the ball? This was a similar situation where Seattle had it on the 1 yard line with Marshawn Lynch on 2nd and goal in the Super Bowl against New England. And they decided to throw the ball on a quick slant. Malcolm Butler picks it off. Super Bowl over. One of the worst calls in history. Why are you not running it with Marshawn Lynch? Beast mode. Similar here. It's not in the similar case, not for all the marbles like it was before, but in the same facet, guys, we have to understand where we are in the game. We're in the fucking game, guys. It boggled my mind on that last drive. We had the game. We drove all the way down the fucking field. Had the ball inside the 40, inside the 35 of Oregon. All we had to do was gain maybe 10 yards. Or just waste time on the clock. Gain it. And then on third down, if you had to throw the ball just to gain a couple more yards, okay. But my God, we didn't run it on first. We didn't run it on second. And we didn't run it on third. So what the fuck did you think was going to happen? And then we had an illegal whatever movement for the defense or whatever the case was. It gained us 5 yards. We got pushed back to the 45 because of a penalty. We actually got the pass off, but it was pass interference. We backed ourselves up 15 yards from the penalty, from where we were, which was the 28. So we went all the way back to the 43-yard line. All the way back to the fucking 43, guys. And then we didn't gain no yardage, got the call. We got up to the 438 with the foul. Then we had to go for it because it was too long of a field goal. But we called the timeout. We still have a timeout. Or we still have a timeout. We didn't call the timeout. It was an incomplete pass. We had chance. All Will Howard / Ryan Day had to tell him was basically, you run for 5 to 7 yards, you fucking kneel down. There's only 10 seconds left. You can't run too long because there's not going to be enough climb. And what happens in college, if you guys don't know, is when you fall on the ground, no matter touched or not, the gameplay stops. So there's no added clock. There's nothing. It just freaking stops. So all we have to do was fall down where we needed it the most, time out with 1 or 2 seconds left, kick the field goal, win the game. But we decided to say, let's pass. Even at the 43, you need yardage. They are expecting you to pass the ball. Why not run the ball? Still don't understand why Ryan Day decided to pass the ball numerous times. They got the first down in the beginning. It was a great play call. I didn't like it. Great play call. We got to like the 20-something yard line. But then it was offensive pass interference by our wide receiver who backed us up 15 yards. So it didn't fucking help us. And you never want to be like, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda. This is a woulda, coulda, shoulda moment. What if we would have just ran the ball? Maybe things would have been different. But again, we can't dwell on the past. It's over. Ohio State lost. What a game. I don't have a problem with my team. Don't think there's going to be a problem going forward. We were able to compete. Should have won this game. And then everyone would have been talking about Ohio State being the best team in the college. Maybe just being behind Texas, who Texas has been killing everybody. But arguably, we beat Oregon, top 2 ranked. I would have said, top 3 ranked. I would have said we were definitely the best team because Texas hasn't played that many good teams. So I would have said Ohio State would be the best team. Texas would be 2. Oregon would drop down to 4. And then that's pretty much how it would go. Or 5. That's pretty much how I think it would go. But obviously, that wasn't the case. So we lost. Again, guys, I think Ohio State was this close, man. This close. It was just a boneheaded decision. The only reason I'm going over it is just wanted to understand what the hell was Ryan Day thinking? Like, seriously, what was he thinking? And I still don't know. I really still do not know what the hell Ryan Day was thinking with the play call, with letting him run that long and then not telling him that. But how, as a quarterback, do you not know to be like, okay, well, we gotta get down. We gotta kneel down as quickly as possible. Let's count in our head as I snap it. 9, 8, 7. Okay, I got 3 seconds left. Got a timeout. Let's just fall down. Clock stops, timeout, and we're good to go. But obviously, that wasn't the case. So I'm going to try to look up the video, guys, before we end our segment here on today's show, because I really want you guys to see this. Video of last play of the Oregon and Ohio State game. I just really want to show you. I finally got it. I finally got it, guys. So let me just share my screen. I might get copyrighted again for this. But again, we're showing a YouTube video. It's the same shit. So like I said, guys, we'll play this after the ad. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. We're on the video. Just look, just listen, watch.
Do have the timeout, so you can work that middle of the field.
A lot of room down here at the bottom for Jeremiah Smith.
3rd and 20. Howard, a lot of time coming off. Howard's going to run for it. Time runs out, and that'll do it.
Oh, my goodness.
Welcome to the Big Ten, Oregon. They storm the field at Autzen, and the Ducks win this bout 32-31.
What were we thinking? He's got to slide. Guys, that Big Ten sign is the 25-yard line. He went past that. Literally, when right before he crosses the 25, there's 2 seconds left. He kneels, he slides down, time's out, we're good to go. And then we got a field goal unit in there. It's about a 35, 42-yarder, kick it up through the uprights. And then if he misses it, then he misses it. It is what it is. But at least we give props to our kicker, and we ride or die with our kicker. The fact that we can't ride or die with our kicker, there's a problem. There's a big problem. But guys, that's what sports is. That's what college football is. That's what football's all about. Like I said, other sports are all about. It happens. It is what it is. But we just got to keep moving forward. Ohio State will be back. Be back another week, back to the fold. Again, we have big games coming up. We still got that Michigan game, which Michigan's not as good, so we should be able to beat them, dominate them. But that was a big test, man. I really wanted to win that game against Oregon, but we'll see them again in the playoffs, and then we'll be able to get our get back against them because I truly think we're the better team. They just got us. And it was off a boneheaded play. Just imagine that play does not happen. Maybe things take a turn for the best. But other than that, guys, that would be pretty much it for my show here on the Fire Sports Pod. So again, guys, to recap what we did on Recap Monday, Season 5, Episode 15, we talked about the Cowboys for about 20 minutes. We vented about how the Cowboys have not been good, what things can be better, who's really down this bye week, what these weeks coming up after the bye week, how important they are, and really will dictate the season. And if we can go farther, or we're just going to tank for next year. And then we moved and transitioned to a controversial call at the end with Ohio State and Oregon, and how I saw it as a Ohio State Buckeyes fan. And again, giving props to Oregon for the win, and also giving props to the Lions for dominating my Cowboys. These things happen. It's football. We'll hopefully be back. Both of my teams will be back the following weeks into better form. Cowboys, we'll see. Ohio State, definitely. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for my show here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. Again, hey guys, I'm your host, Zack Jackson. And we're going to be having our guest host, X, from Montclair State University, on Wednesday, 12 o'clock. We'll be shooting the show. About 1:32. Everything will be posted, so stay tuned to that. I'll catch you guys on the next episode, Season 5, Episode number 16. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out, guys.